Miss Peterson called out the next few names. The last name was Jack Will. After she handed Jack his folder, she said, "Okay, so everybody write your combination down somewhere safe that you won't forget, okay? But if you do forget, which happens at least 3.2 times per semester, Mrs. Garcia has a list of all the combination numbers. Now go ahead, take your logs out of your folders and spend a couple of minutes practicing how to open them. Though I know, though, though I know combination numbers. Though I know all the combination numbers, now take a log out of your folder and spend a couple of times practicing how to open them. Though I know some of you went ahead and did that anyway. Though I know how to open. Though I know some of you went ahead and did that anyway. She was looking at Henley when she said that. Oh, I know some of you went ahead and did that anyway. She was looking at Henley when she said that. And in the meanwhile, I'll tell you guys a little something about myself. And then you guys can tell me a little about yourselves, and we'll get to know each other. Sound good? Good. She smiled at everyone, though I felt like she was smiling at me the most. It wasn't a shiny smile, like Mrs. Garcia's smile, but a normal smile, like she meant it. She looked very different from what I thought teachers were going to look like. I guess I thought she'd look like Miss Flo. She'd look like Miss Fall from Jimmy Neuron on an old lady. We're going to look like. I guess it falls. She looked like Mr. Fowl from Jimmy Neuron, an old lady with a big bun on the top of her head. But in fact, she looked exactly like Mom Mothma from Star Wars Episode 6. Haircut kind of like a boy's, and a big white shirt kind of like a tunic. She turned around and started writing on the chalkboard. Henry still couldn't get his lock to open, and he was getting more and more frustrated every time someone else popped one open. He got really annoyed when I was able to open mine on the first try. The funny thing is, if we hadn't put the backpack between us, I most definitely would have offered to help him. Around the room, Miss Peters told us a little about who she was. It was boring stuff about where she originally came from and how she always wanted to teach, and she left her job on the Wall Street about 6 years ago to pursue her dream and teach kids. She ended by asking if anyone had any questions, and Julian raised his hand. Yes, she had a look at the list to remember his name. Julian? That's cool about how you're pursuing your dream, he said. Thank you. You're welcome. He smiled proudly. Okay, so why don't you tell us a little about yourself, Julian? Actually, here's what I want everyone to do. Think of two things you want other people to know about you. Actually, wait a minute. How many of you came from the Beecher Lower School? About half the kids raised their hands. Okay, so few of you already know each other. But the rest of you, I guess, are new to school, right? Okay, so everyone think of two things you want other people to know about you. And if you know some of the other kids, try to think of things they don't already know about you. Okay? Okay. So let's start with Julian and we'll go around the room. Julian's scrunched up his face and started tapping his forehead like he was thinking really hard. Okay, whenever you're ready, Miss Petosa said. Okay, so number one is that do me a favor and start with your name, okay? Miss Petosa interrupted. It will help me remember everyone. Oh, okay. So my name is Julian. And the number one thing I'd like to tell everyone about myself is that I just got Battleground Mystic for my Wii, and it's totally awesome. And the number two thing is that we got a ping pong table this summer. Very nice. I love ping pong, said Miss Petosa. Does anyone have any question for Julian? Is Battleground Mystic multiplayer or one player? Said the kid named Miles. Not those kinds of question, guys, said Miss Petosa. Okay, so how about you? She pointed to Charlotte, probably because her desk was closest to the front. Oh, sure. Charlotte didn't hesitate for even a second, like she knew exactly what she wanted to say. My name is Charlotte. I have two sisters, and we just got a new puppy named Suki in July. We got her from an animal shelter, and she's so cute. That's great, Charlotte. Thank you, said Miss Petosa. Okay, then who's next? Lamb to the slaughter. Like a lamb to the slaughter. Something that you say about someone who goes somewhere calmly, not knowing that something unpleasant is going to happen to them. I googled it last night. That's what I was thinking when Petosa called my name, and suddenly it was my turn to talk. My name is August, I said, and kind of mumbled it. What? Said Simon. Can you speak up, honey? Said Miss Petosa. My name is August, I said louder, forcing myself to look up. I have a sister named Via and a dog named Daisy, and that's it. Wonderful, said Miss Petosa. Anyone have questions for August? No one said anything. Okay, you are next, said Miss Petosa to Jack. Wait, I have a question for August, said Julian, raising his hand. Why do you have that tiny braid in the back of your hair? Is that like a Padawan thing? Yes, I shrugged, nodded. What's a Padawan thing? Said Miss Petosa, smiling at me. It's from Star Wars, answered Julian. A Padawan is a Jedi apprentice. Oh, interesting, answered Miss Petosa, looking at me. So, are you into Star Wars, August? I guess. I nodded, not looking up because what I really wanted was to just slide under the desk. Who's your favorite character? Julian asked. I started thinking maybe he wasn't so bad. Jango Fett. What about Darth Sidious? He said. Do you like him? Okay, guys, you can talk about Star Wars stuff at recess, said Miss Petosa cheerfully. But let's keep going. We haven't heard from you yet, she said to Jack. Now it was Jack's turn to talk, but I admit I didn't hear a word he said. Maybe no one got the Darth Sidious thing, and maybe Julian didn't mean anything at all. But in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious' face gets burned by Sith lightning and becomes totally deformed. His skin gets all shriveled. His skin gets all shriveled up, and his whole face just kind of melts. I picked at Julian, and he was looking at me. Yeah, he knew what he was saying.